Hello there and welcome back to this Angular course. As always, today we're going to be having a look at creating a route. So in the last lesson, we got routing set up in Angular, and we didn't have actually a route to go ahead and display so that we can test our routing system in any way. And in today's lesson, what we're going to be doing is creating the route so that we can actually, test it. So without further ado, let's have a look. All right, so here we are, and I'm like an idiot. I forgot to close off the previous thing. Yeah, save it, whatever, it doesn't matter. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, so here we are. Now, before we do go ahead and actually configure out, what we need to do first is create a component. So let me go ahead and open up a terminal here. Should have done this before I started the lesson. That would have been smart of me. Unit 6, lesson 2. There we go. All right, ng generate component. Let's see. We're just going to generate another component called I don't know. Let's say first component. Let's just first. Remember, you don't need the component. There we go. Years of working with Angular, still make that mistake. Can't believe that. Generate component second as well. So we're gonna have first and then second component as well. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and go into our first component into the HTML. Let's just do first. There we go. Save that. And then second component as well. Let's go into the HTML of the of the second component, and let's just do second. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we do have two components which we're going to route to by going to their respective URLs. All right, and now that we got that done, let's go ahead and close up these components and go to our app routing module, our application routing module. We can go ahead and go into there. That's not right. Let me go. I think I went ahead and copied the project over before saving it. So let's go ahead and go in there. We're gonna replace that with what we had previously. This is technical. We're having technical difficulties here. Just 1 second here. There we go. Okay, so now we should be good to go. So now we have these routes here, and we're gonna go ahead and place an object with two parameters here. So the first one is gonna be path. So that's gonna be there we go, path. So this is going to be the actual URL path that we're gonna go to get to this component. So we can go ahead and do something like for path here we can do first. There we go. And then the actual component that we're going to display when we go to that path. So then we can do component. And this is going to be our first component. There we go. Let's add a space here. All right, and then we can go ahead and duplicate this. Don't forget the comma, and then go ahead and do path second. And that's going to be our second component. And this didn't import for us. Let's see if we can get it to import for us. There we go. All right, awesome. So now, in theory, if there wasn't a caveat here, it would work. So we could go ahead and start up this project, and it would work. So let's go ahead and do ng-serve, and let's see if this actually will work. Again, spoiler alert, it won't, because there is that caveat that I talked about. Essentially, we need to give the Angular router a place to actually display the stuff. But we're gonna cross that bridge in a second here. We're gonna get to that bridge in a second, and we're gonna cross it when we get to it. All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and go to localhost port 4200. / and then let's do 4200 first. All right, there we go. We get our component works. Then let's do /first. And you see that we don't get anything here. And then let's do /second. All right, so you see that it doesn't work at all. So yeah, I did say it won't work, and it doesn't work. So why doesn't it work? Well, because we need to have a look at router outlet. Okay, so the reason that It's the reason that our application isn't actually working, and our routes, our component that we routed to, aren't being displayed. Is that Angular doesn't actually know where to put the component that we are routing to. So we need to actually give it a place to go ahead and be put, sort of like a router, so a place for it to be outlet to, right? That's where we're going to use the router outlet. So let's go into app.component.html here. Okay. And then inside here, we're just going to do router-outlet. There we go. So it's going to give us an error here. You can see that we can't find it. In order for it to be able to find it, we just need to go ahead and add and import the, actually, we could just go ahead and do it automatically. We're going to go ahead and import the router module into our root component. There we go, simple as that. And now if we save that, we should recompile. Awesome. Now let's go back to Google, and there we go. You can see now that when we do go ahead and navigate to this /second URL here, localhost port 4200/second, it gives us second. And if we do first, it will give us first. Awesome. And then if we do, nothing, it'll go ahead and give us our component works. Okay, so that is actually really, really cool. Let's have a look at one more quick thing that we can do. If we do go ahead and do something like this, path all, just like that. Here what we're going to do is we're going to do component is going to be equal to, let's actually generate a new component here. By the way, let's delete reset here. Let's delete reset, and then also let's delete, yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, let's just remove that reset out of here. We don't need it. Let's remove that and remove it here as well. All right, there we go. Just get that out of there just so that it doesn't bog down our application here, because it can get pretty complex. Also, our component, we don't need that either, do we? Let's remove that as well. All right, there we go. So let's remove that. I just don't want our application getting too big, because if you're new to Angular, it can get kind of confusing. All right, let's go ahead and do cd unit 6, cd unit 6 lesson 2. Let's generate a new component, ng generate, let's see, ng generate not found. Okay, this is going to be the not found component. Let's generate that. What's going on? Oh, yep, ng generate component. What an idiot. Not found. There we go. Ng generate not found. Let's give that a second. There we go. Let's go into our HTML, and then here we can just do URL not found. Okay. So let's just keep it like that. Now let's go ahead and go into our application routing module. And here what we're going to do is we're going to do path all. We're going to do component is going to be not found component. All right, awesome. So this is great. Let's go ahead and go to Google here. Whoops, we got an error. Oh, yep, we forgot to delete the our component tag that we have in app.component.html here. So let's delete that, save that. There we go. Now, when we do go ahead and go to localhost 4200, you can see now that we get URL not found. Then, if we do localhost port 4200/first, we get first, and then if we do /second, you can see we get second. All right, awesome, absolutely awesome. Now, one last thing that we're going to do is a little bit of an experiment here. What if we put this path all, so this wildcard all, first, before this first or second component? Well, you're going to see that no matter what, we can do second, we can do first. No matter what, it's actually going to go ahead and give us the URL not, I'm sorry, not URL, the not found component, essentially. So it is important to note so that as it goes down this through this array, it is going to go ahead and use the first match that it gets. So if you do have a wild component here as the very beginning, as the very first component, it's going to take all URL sort of routes and assign them to this component that you give to this wildcard URL path. So that is just something to note. For now, let's go ahead and actually put it at the bottom here just so we have a sort of working application. There we go. Now we can go ahead and go to, first, second, and then not found. There we go. All right, and in the next lesson, we're actually going to be having a look at template-driven navigation in Angular. Essentially, we're going to have a look at how we can navigate to routes, not by manually entering the URL in the browser, but by clicking on a button and going to said route. So without further ado, I'm going to see you there. Till soon.